So in this particular I guess installment of discussions, we're actually going to talk about the new planets that have been recently discovered. Trappist-1, that's the dwarf star, and it's 7 other planets that revolve around it. I think it revolves around it. Man, I've not really read through the entire thing. I just kind of skimmed it, just enough to know that there's 3 planets that we could potentially inhabit, but they do have to scan each planet just to see what kind of gases are in there to see if we can
Mercury. All of them.
All of them have mercury. Well, so much for that. Yeah, but there's something really cool about when I first read that. Because usually a lot of news, I just kind of just scam politics, that's politics. But
so, what are the implications?
The implications
that okay, how far away are they?
I believe it's 39 light years.
Wow.
Let's see.
Which doesn't seem like a lot, actually.
Journal Nature announced that the Trappist-1 star, an ultra-cool dwarf, has 7 Earth-sized planets orbiting it. Any of these planets could have liquid water in them. Planets that are farther from the sun are more likely to have significant amounts of ice, especially on the sides that face away from the star. So if you want to talk what you can about it, I'm going to try and read through this 4.5-page memoir.
Ooh. I don't know. When I read this, I immediately thought about Mass Effect and just how in the later games, well, actually not just later games, just throughout the entire series, you would travel to different planets and traverse them. And I guess it's kind of good timing with the new Mass Effect game coming out that we've discovered these planets that we could potentially inhabit, but we first have to explore it and stuff like that.
Truly.
And I'd love the idea of just traversing through space. What we do now, it's so insignificant in comparison to the grand scheme, the grand scope of everything around us. Not just Earth, but just the galaxy. And there's something that just gets me really giddy. And I really do, at one point in my life, would love to if we had the technology, just travel to another planet.
Oh, yeah.
It's just I would want to do that.
Why don't you sign up for the Mars One program?
Oh, that's too expensive.
I mean, it's too expensive.
Isn't it though?
No, it costs you literally nothing.
Huh.
Just your entire life.
It cost my entire life. Whoa. I think the image of me inside my ID card, inside my wallet, just.
You don't know what the Mars One project was?
Not too much, no. Actually.
The Mars One project was a private company was going to fund a colonization of Mars.
Okay.
And what they're doing currently is they've already gone. It was I think it was back during your senior year
of high school.
Yeah, that
they first
it actually appeared on that. It first announced on the news that this was going on, and I thought about it, and I really wanted to do it. It seemed really incredible to do, but at the same time, it frightened me beyond all belief because they were taking, I want to say 100 or some 100 amount of people. And over the course of a few years and whatnot, they're going to be sending pioneers and supplies to Mars on regular trips to colonize and make it habitable, places to live, try and set up an atmosphere and all that. And the only thing is it's exactly like original pioneering was, where you have a one-way ticket to a new world.
Oh, yeah. So, anything goes.
Yeah,
and you're stuck there.
Once that rocket's ignition's light, that is the last contact that you are having with the place that every human lived and died. And the thought behind that both exhilarated and frightened me to no point. And so right now they've already chosen their first few people that they're going to be sending up. They're just finally doing the math behind it, what they're going to send, how they're going to send it, and when they're going to actually send the people to go.
I think if I had the ability to, obviously we do have the technology for, but just to be able to like FaceTime with people like on Earth,
Right.
at least I'll be okay. Otherwise, you really are committing. Like if we were to like try to do this like several years in the past, having the same type of technology but not have face cam for some reason, I don't think I'd be able to do that.
Well, here's the thing, though. Even with our technology that we have, it still takes minutes for messages to relay with the most advanced technology that we have now.
Because it is that far away.
Yeah. So, even if they were to set up some sort of interplanetary connection, like for a public use, that way you can talk to friends and family and whatnot, it might just be an email that you receive possibly every few months. So it's going to be like old voyages where it would take 4 months for a ship to get to you carrying your letter, and then it takes 4 months for it to go back.
Dude, imagine like the delay time for a live stream up there in Mars. It's like a good 40-minute delay.
And I think it's my
That's
belief
actually pretty
that,
good, though.
although I doubt it, I doubt that we'll ever find out in my lifetime, but the one thing that I think that's cool about discovering these like planets and stuff out there is that I think that, now this is a big if, because I don't really believe that at the time being that humans have the capability to find life on other planets at the time being. However, if we got lucky, and did find something, I think that a lot of people would be really amazed and shocked to find that life in other places is absurdly similar to how it is here. And I've always said this, I'll stick, this is what I've always said and I'm sticking to it, is that if there are other humanoid beings in the universe, they're humans. Or very close to it.
Think so?
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, I kind of want to imagine like maybe, I mean, like this is probably because of like the whole like space trope that movies would send to you, or video games where like there's much more advanced like life forms out there, and we're just so lucky enough to even be alive. We're at this point.
If there are other more advanced species, then I would imagine that they evolved from something humanoid. I think that in order for something,
I don't.
I truly believe that. I believe that in order to advance past us, you have to become us first.
I really don't. I think
In terms of how we describe it, because there are beings on our planet that far exceed us in terms of like interest,
well,
and
yeah,
complexity.
but you're talking about like intellect on our standard.
Yes, that's true.
I like really don't agree with that. Like, I truly believe that life can be of any manner, of any sort, and reach any ending. Where we're gonna come across a species of super fucking advanced fish that live in some giant fucking fishbowl and come at us. That I see that just as likely as us coming across another humanoid species. In fact, I find the fish more likely than us coming across another advanced humanoid species.
Well, stuff like people. Whenever I hear people saying stuff like, well, "What if we found like a race that was like living magma?" That would never happen. Like, I mean, the laws of physics and biology don't just change because you're billions of light years away from Earth.
Scientists aren't actually sure that that's even true, though.
Yeah,
That's just what I think. I just think that life works the same way no matter where you are.
I don't. Simply because even here on Earth, the most imaginative things that humans have come up with pale in comparison to what we've actually discovered.
That's true. However, we've sent probes to fucking Neptune and we've never seen a freaking blue mountain mud monkey coming up out of the freaking soil of Neptune.
Part of me thinks that yes, there might be nothing in our local star system, But on the other hand, we might be looking for something that isn't qualified there.
True.
Because they've already started looking into the idea of silicon-based life.
That would be interesting.
Like how we're carbon-based. They're thinking they've been running theories and tests and experiments if life can survive off a silicon base. And they've been coming closer and closer to saying, yeah, it's entirely possible that if life's out there, it can really stem from anything.
They discover plasma-based life, and we discover that the sun is alive.
Yes.
Very much
That would be awesome.
He prefers Aknaknik. Aknaknik.
So we call him sun all
Look,
the
we're
time.
going to get hit with a solar flare. Because Aknaknik didn't like the way you said his name. He's going to roast us with a giant flaming band of rage.
He's going to send his sun people.
Send desolation across the nation of man.
Oh no, they prefer being called Bubbles. They're the Bubbles.
Can you imagine sun people?
Sun people, and they like being called Bubbles?
There were sun people in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. There were a couple of monsters. They had mummy bodies, but like big sun heads.
Huh.
It was it was one of the final boss characters of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Huh.
Of like the first season, I think.
Oh, okay.
He
That's
had
why
that deck. It was like an astral deck, and it had sun waifus.
sun one.
Yeah.
But yeah, although like I like to think that like life forms can like stand out from like anything, and like maybe like what we've studied as far as like biology and the like, I'd like to think that like maybe there's a range to that, to the point where like when we go like out there into the universe and just try to like study everything, I guess like our knowledge will expand like as far as like developing like our own sense of like biology, but at the same time it might actually like break, and then we'll have to like adjust it even more so.
Yeah,
the farther
true.
we go. So we might end up like having to change like textbooks to the point where like it's completely different. I mean, I think what Trump's doing is kind of like the same with like how like the curriculum's going now. So
Yeah, I genuinely believe that once we do find life, every biology like if we find life, not just find life, but I mean like find life and we make some sort of weird scientific agreement where we send a few dead specimens to them, they send a few dead specimens to us. We're going to have to burn every biology book that's ever existed before that point, because we're just like, dude, we were wrong.
so we were
That being said, as depressing as this is to say, do you want to know the honest truth from me?
Okay.
I don't believe that humans will ever find life on other planets. Ever.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
don't believe it will ever happen. I believe it exists. I don't believe it will ever happen.
Yeah, it seems like the whole infinite possibility of like, oh, the infinite possibilities is that yes, there's life out there. Like it's borderline backwards and ignorant and kind of digging your head into the sand to say there's no possibility that there's life out there. But it's overly optimistic to think that we'll find it because the universe is theoretically infinite.
Yeah.
That yes, there's life out there, but who's to say that it's near us?
Right.
I guess it would also be optimistic for me to say that it'd be so cool if we like saw a parallel universe of ours, like
Where everything's
like,
the same, but we're wearing cowboy hats?
something like that, yeah. Or all the opposite sex, or we're no sex. We're no sex.
To be able to find an Earth-like planet that was going through similar stages of evolution, to where it would less be like finding a new planet and more just like going back in time, to where you'd land on this planet and it was literally just like our planet, but in a different stage of its evolutionary cycle. How unreal would that be?
I would shoot every caveman I found.
Damn. I think God would probably smite you.
Either that, or
Like-
he would come down from the ethereal heavens and give me a medal. And like, you stopped
See-
it from happening again.
If that's no. I'm gonna disagree with you, but that's
Or
pretty
be
good.
or be that one person with like who's next to the parallel Washington who says like, "Don't make government," and you're the one guy who vouches for him, like, "Don't do it," and I was like, "He's got one voucher." Don't worry.
Yeah.
And then God's like, "Stop it from happening."
Like, I feel like the way we've developed as a species is that like anybody who's ever had a good idea, we're like, okay, we found out how shit works. I'm gonna
We always
This is like we found out how things work. This is how things work. This is how things are. This is a really good thing. Don't fuck it up. And it's almost as if like humans at large produce a giant red Staples easy button that says "fucks it up" and then just smashes it. It's just like, well, I didn't know I was supposed to push it.
No, what I think is humanity as a whole. Yes, we come up with great ideas. Like as soon as we put the train on track, hit the start button, and it goes in the figure eight perfectly. It's like, oh, that's nice. And then the little devil on our shoulder says this. Yeah, but what if?
Truly, it's like when we create something, we're like, oh, like it's such a beautiful, amazing little thing we've created, and then our inner retard freaking comes out and thinks three things: can I eat it? Can I fuck it? What will happen if I destroy it?
What would you say now? It kind of reminds me of like what Nintendo's doing with like the whole motion control stuff. With like, yeah, the controllers work, but what if?
Not riding off the Switch just yet.
Not yet. Not until we try it out. But yeah, that's a discussion for another time. So, are we good here, guys?
Oh yeah, this is a really good discussion.
Yeah, I like this.
Oh, but on to the actual topic that we were going to speak about, the planets.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So they have impossibly short years.
Impossibly short years?
Impossibly short.
As far as
the shortest year is 1.5 days. You want to know what the longest is?
What?
5.
That's your guess. What's your guess on the longest?
I would say that there's no days. Like it's just not rotating or close to it.
Well, no, it's not like the orbit and whatnot. Or not the revolution. I'm talking about like how long it takes for it to orbit around the sun.
Oh yeah.
Like in terms of Earth days.
Tell me.
Take a guess. I said impossibly short. He said 5. This is for the longest one.
You said so they're all short?
They're all impossibly short.
Yeah,
the shortest is 1.5 days.
The longest, I'm guessing 2 weeks.
He's super close. It's 20 days.
Wow.
Wow.
That is the longest year.
And that's the farthest.
So they're like
That's the
zooming
farthest.
around.
Yeah. But the one problem that they say that might come from that is that they might be like how what's it called is it's called tidal lock. Yeah, tidally locked, which is how the moon is. How it's always facing us because it's rotating as fast as it's revolving.
Oh, I gotcha.
And so they think that the planets might be in the same way, so where one side's really hot and the other side's really cold. But they're thinking that...
So it's that freaking cat planet from Futurama.
Yeah. And all the cats are on, like, the horizon. But
That's funny.
They're thinking that because of how the atmosphere might be, that it might kind of balance itself out, where it might be, really hot on, like, the point and really cold on the other point. But they think that it's going to be really balanced out around the belt. And the only problem that you're going to have is one side's night and the other side's day. And you're going to have the day people go to war with the night people because the night people have beautiful starry nights that they want. But the night people are like, yeah, but we like our starry nights. Look at Van Gogh over here. He made us a beautiful painting. And the horizon people are vigorously fighting for their borders because they have the perpetually beautiful sunset.
Oh my god.
That sounds like the plot of like some kind of video game.
Sounds like the greatest plot ever for anything.
Sun, moon,
It's
and
freaking day man, night man in space.
Champion of the sun.
Sun and moon has literally trained us for this day. We're
This
ready.
discussion quickly became a half of a podcast.
Okay.
However, they have one in this whole article. They have like little like subsections and whatnot. And they have their little titles. So they have like, oh, would life find a way? Some are born to endless night. This is their closing. This is their closing argument. This is what it's titled. Maybe life, quote unquote, can just deal.
We're pretty good at it.
Keep in mind, this is on www.nasa.gov. This is the official NASA fucking article.
That's
And
correct.
they said maybe life can just deal.
Shit.
They said maybe the atmosphere can recover and it's just fine, said Tom Barclay, a senior research scientist at the NASA Ames Research Center in Montfield, California. Barclay worked on the most prolific planet finder, NASA's Kepler Space Telescope, during both its original mission and its second incarnation, known as K2. In Barclay's scenario, life finds a way to adapt to bursts of stellar radiation. You have regular events, but life is used to this, Barclay said. It just deals with it. We certainly see life on Earth capable of hibernating for very extended periods of times. We see that life goes into a state where it shuts down, sometimes for years or decades. So I don't think we shouldn't probably rule it out, but we should put a lot of effort into studying whether this is a place where we think life could thrive.
These super fast rotating planets, they have humans on them, but they're all 1.5 feet tall. They run really fast and they have to urinate every 20 minutes.
They're peeing while they're running.
They're literal human hummingbirds.
Yeah.
They have to eat their body weight in fucking McDonald's every 10
they're
minutes.
just like the less glamorous version of Accelerate's race from Ben 10.
They're this tall but this wide. They're fucking box people.
Yeah, we freaking meet them. We pick them up just like, oh, it's so adorable. It's like,
Hold on, guys. I gotta pee.
He's like,
I gotta pee.
Hold on, it's feeding time, boss. Ah, went right.
Hey, you want some galletas?
they're Mexicans now, I guess.
They're the Bean Kingdom.
Freaking, there's Speedy Gonzalez.
Oh, what would be the national sport of this planet?
Running, track and field,
I don't know.
cross country.
No, because see, I don't think that would be the planetary sport, because on Earth it's things that take skill. Like anyone on Earth can stand and sit and sleep, but on their planet they're standing, sitting, and sleeping. It's fucking running 400 kilometers in 7 seconds. So I doubt that would be something interesting for them to see. I think their Olympic event would be couch sitting.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
You're like,
It is an Olympic event on who could stay the stillest the longest. They have a little mini Richter scale next to them as they fucking jitter on a chair.
It's every single like shaking moment in that one horror game, Until Dawn. It's like, don't move, don't move.
This discussion should have been the podcast.
All right. Yeah, I think we're good here.
All right, so that's what happens when DangIT Productions talk science.
Yeah.
We
have achieved nothing.
we take science.
We take science and we dumb it down.
Yeah, we take it, we read it, we evaluate it, and then talk about nothing related to it.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh shit, we had to talk about this, so we bastardize it.
Yeah.
And then we end up on 1.5 feet tall SpongeBob clones that speak Spanish and couch surf.
It's full circle. All right. It's full
Circle.
All right.
Felt like that should be like a Disney Channel thing.
Hey, we're DangIT Productions, and you're watching Disney Channel.
Someone traced it.
My name is Osama bin Laden, and you've been watching Disney Channel.
Someone actually like digitally traced what they drew, and some of them are stupid as shit.
It's like, I got it.
Yeah. So let's call it. We've been talking for about half an hour.
So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. #bye.
Science!